Hello, this is Rekha, lecturer in biotechnology for Commissionerate of Collegiate Education, Andhra Pradesh. Today's class is about regulation of operons. In this class, we shall know what operons are and how they are regulated. By the end of this class, you will know how the bacterial genomes are organized. You will also come to know the molecular components of bacterial gene regulation. Bacteria, or any cell for that matter, expresses the genes that are required for the cell. There are certain genes that are not expressed when the bacteria doesn't need that. The expression of the genes are therefore regulated. This regulation is by feedback inhibition or by gene regulation. This control mechanism in bacteria is described in operon model. Let us now look into what operons are. Operon can be defined as a group of structural genes which are functionally related and whose expression is coordinated or controlled by a single regulatory gene. This single regulatory gene acts as an on and off switch for the expression of the structural genes. These regulatory genes are present on an entire stretch of DNA, and this regulatory gene includes operator and promoter. Now we will look into the regulation of operons. Now let us look into the different proteins that are involved in the regulation of the operons. We shall come across what is called as a repressor. The repressor, as the name suggests, negatively regulates the expression of the genes, whereas an activator has a positive regulatory effects on the expression of the genes. Both these proteins bind to the DNA and help in expression. Whereas there is another protein called as inducer. This inducer doesn't bind to the DNA. Instead, it either binds to the activator or to the repressor. When an inducer binds to an activator, it enhances the function of the activator. When an inducer binds to the repressor, it diminishes the function of the repressor. Thus, when two proteins with a positive regulatory function come together, then the function is enhanced. Whereas when two proteins with opposite functions come together, then the function is diminished. There is another protein called as corepressor. This corepressor, as the name suggests, is negatively regulated. This corepressor 2 either binds to the activator or to the repressor. When the corepressor binds to the activator, it diminishes the function of the activator. Whereas when the corepressor binds to the repressor, it enhances the function of the repressor. Here too, we see when two proteins with negative regulatory functions come together, then the function of the repressor is enhanced. When we say that the genes are on, that means the expression of genes are taking place. When the genes are considered to be off, that means the genes do not express any proteins. The first kind of regulatory mechanism that we see in operons is the negative positive regulation. When we are talking about negative positive regulation, we have to remember that we are talking about the condition of the genes. When we are talking about negative positive regulation, we shall also remember that we are talking about the final states of the gene. When we are talking about a negatively regulated gene, that means finally the genes are in off condition. Only something that is on can be turned off. Therefore, the genes were in on condition initially and then they are turned off. In a positively regulated gene, the final state of the gene is in on, whereas it was usually off. A negatively regulated gene is turned off when a repressor is bound to the DNA on a site called operator, thereby preventing the gene expression. The genes are initially in on condition but are turned off because of the binding of the repressor. In a positively regulated gene, finally the genes are in on condition because an activator will bind to an to a site on the DNA called as promoter. If you can remember correctly, RNA polymerase is an enzyme that helps in transcription, also binds to the promoter. Now, this activator is the one which helps in RNA polymerase in binding to the promoter more tightly, thereby enhancing the expression of the genes. Therefore, when an activator is bound, a gene which is switched off is turned on. The second kind of regulatory mechanism that we see in operons are the repressible inducible operons. Now, when we are talking about repressible inducible operons, we are talking about the cell. We are talking about how the cell wants the genes to be in. If the cell wants the genes to be in a negative condition finally, then it is considered to be a repressible operon. If the cell wants the genes to be on finally, then it is considered to be an inducible operon. An inducible operon is the one which is off initially and it's turned on, as the name suggests. It is off initially because an active repressor is bound to the operator. Now, the cell wants the genes to be in on condition. Therefore, the cell takes up an inducer molecule and binds to the active repressor. When an inducer binds to an active repressor, the repressor is inactivated and the repressor now will not be able to go and bind to the operator. Thereby, the genes are turned on. Lac operon is an inducible operon. In a repressible operon, the cell wants the genes to be in off condition finally. That means the genes are in on condition initially. The genes are in on condition because an inactive repressor is present. Since the cell wants the genes to be in off condition, the cell takes up a co-repressor from its environment and it binds to the repressor. When the co-repressor binds to an inactive repressor, the repressor becomes active. And when it becomes active, it goes and binds to the site on the DNA called as operator and switches off the transcription. The trap operon is a repressible operon. In a positively regulated gene, an activator is present. And in a positively regulated gene, the final state of the gene is in on condition. An activator is any protein or a chemical which increases the rate of transcription. This activator binds to the DNA at a site called promoter. It helps in RNA polymerase to bind tightly to the DNA. This RNA polymerase also binds to the promoter. When we talk about negative regulation, we are talking about the genes again. The genes are turned off. In the regulation, negative regulation, we have a protein called as repressor. The repressor is any protein or a chemical which decreases the rate of transcription. The repressor also binds to the DNA at a site called as operator. Now, when this repressor is bound to the operator on the DNA, it prevents the binding of the RNA polymerase to promoter, thereby preventing the expression of the genes. When we are talking about an inducible operon, we are talking about this how the cell wants the genes to be in. In an inducible operon, the cell wants the genes to be in on condition finally. In an inducible operon, inducer molecule is present. The inducer molecule is the one which is taken up by the cell and helps the genes to be in on condition finally. An inducer will not bind to the DNA, but it either binds to the activator and enhances the function of the activator, thereby the target gene is expressed. When the activator is bound to the repressor, it prevents the repressor from binding to the operator, thereby the function of the gene is enhanced. When we are talking about a repressible operon, we are considering a co-repressor. We also see that the cell wants the genes to be in off condition finally. The co-repressor will not go and bind to the DNA directly. It either binds to the activator or to the repressor. When it binds to the repressor, it forms a complex. Therefore, it activates the repressor and binds to the operator and prevents transcription. When a co-repressor binds to the activator cannot bind to the promoter. Thereby, the expression of the genes are turned off. Combining the positive negative regulation and repressible inducible operons, we have 4 different kinds of regulatory mechanism in operons. They are positive inducible operons, negative repressible operons, positive repressible operons, and negative inducible operons. In a positive inducible operon, the genes are in finally on condition and the cell wants the genes to be in on condition finally. The genes are in off condition initially because there is an inactive activator. This inactive activator will not be able to bind to the promoter, thereby the transcription is turned off. In an inducible operon, the cell wants the genes to be in on condition. Therefore, the inactive activator is made active by binding to an inducer. This complex, activator and inducer complex can bind to the promoter, turning on the transcription. In a negatively repressible operon, the genes are in off condition finally and the cell wants the genes to be in off condition finally. Since we are talking about a negative repressible operon, we are talking about a repressor. And since the genes are in on condition initially, they are on condition initially because of the presence of an inactive repressor. Inactive repressor will not be able to bind to the operator, therefore the transcription is turned on. Since we are talking about a repressible operon, that means a co-repressor is present. A co-repressor, when bound to an inactive repressor, becomes active. Thereby, they can bind to the operator. Thereby, the transcription is turned off. Since we are talking about the positive repressible operon. In a positive repressible operon, the genes are in on condition finally, and the cell wants the genes to be in off condition. When there is a clash between the perspective of the gene and the perspective of the cell's perspective dominates the scene. Now, since the cell perspective dominates the scene, the genes are in on condition initially and they become off. Since we are talking about a positively regulated gene here, we are talking about an activator. An activator is active and helps and goes and binds to the DNA at the promoter. It helps the RNA polymerase in binding tightly and helps in the transcription. Since we are talking about a repressible operon, we are talking about a co-repressor. When a co-repressor is present, the active activator gets inactivated and therefore it will not be able to bind to the promoter. Therefore, the transcription is turned off. In a negative inducible operon, the genes are in off condition finally, and the cell wants the genes to be in on condition finally. Since there is a clash between the gene's perspective and the cell's perspective always wins the scene, as we have seen earlier. Now, the cell wants the genes to be in on condition. That means the cell are in off condition. Since we are talking about a negatively regulated operon, a repressor is involved. Since the genes are in off condition, the repressor is active. The active repressor will be able to bind to the operator, thereby the transcription doesn't take place. Since we are talking about an inducible operon, an inducer is present. An inducer, when it is bound to an active repressor, is inactivated. Now the inactive repressor will not be able to bind to the operator, thereby the transcription is turned on. So these are the four different mechanisms we see in different operons.